Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to Tony the Technician's channel. And today on Tool Talk episode 44, we're going to be going into my Gearwrench tools. This is only going to be part one because, as you guys know, I have quite a bit of Gearwrench products. And basically what this video is going to be about is basically me showing you the products that I have so you guys can kind of decide if you're looking at Gearwrench products, you can kind of get a closer up video of it and see whether you really want to make that purchase or not. As you guys know, I've done my Tecton tools, my DeWalt tools, Harbor Freight tools, and stuff like that. So this is going to be my Gearwrench video. It is going to be multiple parts because I have quite a bit of Gearwrench products. So there's probably going to be 3 of them, and this is about a third of my Gearwrench products. Keep in mind, this video is basically going to be all of my sockets and stuff, and then my next one will be like wrenches and extensions. And then the one after that will probably be, you know, like the more automotive stuff, kind of like scrapers, door panel poppers, and things like that. So I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope this will help you decide whether you want to make that purchase or not. Also, keep in mind that I will be getting more Gearwrench products, so I'll do another video later on down the road because I'm going to be purchasing more. And that will be one of my upcoming videos as well, are my future tool purchases, things that I have on my Amazon wish list and things that I have saved on eBay and stuff like that. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if you do, make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and as always, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you guys. Alrighty guys, so I won't really be able to give you part numbers on these items, but they will all be linked in the description below. So if you are interested in any of these items, go ahead and check out the description, and it will have a link to any of these products. So make sure you check that out if you're interested. First up, we have this Corona Extra. It's imported from Mexico, and I don't know where the limes came from. So moving into the tools, let's first go into this pass-through socket set from Gearwrench. It does come in a nice blow molded case like a lot of their socket sets and stuff like that. The yellow tabs you can see on here, it usually stands for the product has a 120 XP item in it. And so if you look at any of their products, you will see a set almost identical to this, but it will have the black tabs, and that usually just means it comes with their standard 84 tooth ratchet. But on this pass-through set, you have the actual ratchet, and it is 72 tooth. This product is made in China, whereas all the others are made in Taiwan. But for a pass-through socket set, you're not going to use them all that often, and my Pittsburgh one is great. It's made in Taiwan, but this one is nice as well. The only thing that I don't like about this one is that it doesn't have a common, I should say, drive size. Basically what I'm saying is these adapter sockets won't fit in any other tool except for the one specifically made for it. Whereas the Pittsburgh one you can install on any 3/4 or 19mm wrench. But still, it comes with a very good variety of sockets. It's 3/8 through 7/8, and then 10 through 19 up here. And then you have a 6-inch extension and a 3-inch extension. And the way they are held in to the ratchet is a kind of a ring in here, and it kind of snaps into place. And then you just press it out right there. Some people may like that, some people may not, because those rings do tend to kind of grab awkwardly sometimes. And you might pinch it and break the ring. But as long as I've had it maybe a couple months now. I've only used it a couple times, but I haven't had an issue with it. I believe this set runs around $50 or $60. You can also get it in 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch, but obviously the price is going to vary. And then over here we have our Gearwrench 120 XP 1/4 inch drive socket set. I believe this is 53 or 57 pieces, or maybe, I think it's 51, I'm sorry. But you get the 1/4" ratchet. It is a 120 XP, like I stated. So you have a 60 tooth gear with 2 pawls. So you get that real fine tooth action. It is a 3-degree arc swing, so you can get into tight spaces and still get that fastener off. You get deep and shallow of both the SAE and metric. The way Gearwrench distinguishes between their sockets is a knurled line across the bottom of their metric sockets and just 2 solid lines around the base of their SAE sockets. And then you get, what is this, like a 2 or 3 inch extension, a universal adapter, and a 6-inch extension as well. And then you get a little palm ratcheter as well. Me personally, I do not use palm ratchets. They might be good for up in like decks by the window and in really tight spots. They might come in handy. But me personally, I don't really use the palm ratchets all that often. But this 1/4" set is a great set. I picked it up for, I believe it was $40. You can find them anywhere from $40 to $65. I am purchasing the 3/8 drive set as well, but I will get into that when I get it in. But that is it for the 1/4" drive set. Let's get these out of the way. Next up is probably one of my favorite purchases through Gearwrench, and that is this huge 84-piece master bit socket set. It is also linked down in the description. You have your inverted or E-Torx sockets all the way up to, I think it's 24. Yes, E24, and all the way down to E4. So you get a really small socket right there. But up top here, we have the long Torx from T8 to T50, and then the ball head Allen long bit sockets, and that is 4 through 10. So you get a very wide variety of your long bit sockets. And then this entire front row here, which is all Torx, some tamper-proof Torx as well, and then your Allens, which is all for the 1/4" drive. And then these are all 1/4" drive and 3/8 drive here. This entire row is 3/8 drive, all Torx and tamper-proof Torx, as well as your Allens. And then you have your 1/2" drive all along the bottom, your 2 Torx. They're both T60s, but one is your standard T60 and the other one is your tamper-proof T60. And then you have 10 through 19, I think it is, or yeah, 19, and then 7/16 through 3/4. So you do get a very wide variety of large bit sockets for your Allens. And that's about it. This set runs anywhere from $100 to about $160. I got it on sale at $100, so that is a great deal. So it is also linked in the description. If you can find it for $100, that's fantastic. But a majority of the time, you're gonna be paying about $125 for this product. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worked great. I always keep these coated with WD-40 just because I don't want these to rust. We all know these tend to rust after time, and they're holding up very well. Just make sure to keep a coat of CLP or WD-40 or some type of lubricant on these if you don't want them to rust. It as well comes in a nice blow molded case as well. So I like to keep it in there because it's very organized. Alright, so next up, one of my favorite purchases as far as sockets is this set. I can't remember exactly what this ran, but I do have it linked in the description as well. I think it's around $30 or so. It does come on this rail. These are all 10mm sockets. You have your 5 1/4" drive sockets and your 5 3/8 drive sockets. As you can tell, each drive size comes with a magnetic impact socket, a shallow, mid, and deep well socket, as well as a universal 10mm socket. The reason I made this purchase is because you can never have enough 10mm for one, and it's just a great set. You have basically every 10mm socket there is, or every design there is, and it really comes in handy. As you can tell, they all have the knurling across the bottom, except for the universal sockets and the impact sockets. Let's get you a closer up of the magnet in this. I find the magnet pretty damn handy. I mean, sometimes it won't work for you because you need a deeper socket, so obviously this is for some smaller things, but they still work great. As well as the depth where it holds the nut on the deep well is just deep enough to hold the nut to where it doesn't fall all the way down the shaft of the socket, and it holds it right at the top. Now the mid and shallow sockets do have the lip closer to the bottom, so that's something to look at. But for the price, I think it's around $50. I truly can't tell you. I'd have to look at the description. But go ahead and check out the link if you're interested in this. I'm telling you, you can't have enough 10mm sockets when working on automobiles. So one of the other purchases that I made, you can buy these individually, or you can buy them as a set, just like this. And as far as the sizes, the SAE runs from 3/8 up to 3/4. And then the metric runs from 10mm to, I believe, 19. Yes, 19mm. And these sockets are absolutely amazing. Granted, it is always nice to have your universal joint socket adapter, but when you get the sockets built into the universal joint, you save yourself a lot of room for those tight spaces, and you don't have to worry about the socket coming off of the adapter or anything like that. So you get 7 for the SAE, and I think it's 10 sockets for the metric. Obviously I should have known that, 10 through 19. But they both come on nice rails. The rails are different. As you can tell, the design is a little bit different, but they both work great, and I keep them on these rails because, well, there's no sense in taking them off. But these have worked really good. I use these on my bell housing, separating my transmission from my engine with a universal joint with a socket on it. I could not get it on there, and these worked perfectly for getting that off. So as a set, they're probably going to run around 70 or so, and individually they run about $40. So they are a little bit more expensive, but it's still cheaper than those more expensive brands like Matco or Snap-on, where you're going to be paying, $100 to $150 for those. And then last up are my Gearwrench impact sockets. Now these are all chromoly, so they are a little bit better than chrome vanadium, and they've held up really well. As you can tell, these are home sockets, so I haven't used them all, especially the SAE. I've really only used the 3/4, 5/8, and a couple of the deep well, and that was during the pulling of the V6 out of my Camaro. And then you got these are up here with the shiny coat are all 3/8 drive, and then in the back here you have the 1/2" drive. That goes from 3/8 all the way up to 1 1/16. So that is a pretty damn good sized socket, especially for here at home. Obviously I'm not going to use them all that much, but when I do need them, they're extremely handy to have. Here's the metric set as well. Keep in mind that these 3/8 drive and these 3/8 drive all came in as a set together, and then I ordered the 1/2" drive separately, but you get all of these in one set and all of the 1/2" drive metric in one set as well, which range from 8 to 19. So for a 1/2" drive, I would have liked it to go up into the 20s at least, maybe up to like a 24, but it does just range from 8 to 19, which is weird because my 3/8 drive here, you can see that my largest one is 21. So that really didn't make much sense to me. I don't know why their 1/2" drive impact socket set only goes up to 19, where the 3/8 drive goes up to 21. But that's something to keep an eye out on if you're looking at their impact socket sets. They usually run anywhere from $50 to $150 depending on how many sockets you decide to get in the set, because they have many different size sets. So as you can tell, I keep them here on the Ernst wrench rail because they all came in cases like the other items that I showed you, but it took up way too much room in my box. And the thing I like about these rails is if I ever expand on my impact sockets, I can scoot them over more. But as you can tell, the 3/8 drive has a really nice, more of a shiny coat than their 1/2" drive sockets. And they each have their part number on them and their size. And then just in case that wears off, because it's just printed on there, they do have it etched into the side of the socket. It's a little harder to read, but it's there just in case the numbers wear off on the sockets. But that lip also goes down about halfway in these sockets. I'm really considering getting the 1/2" drive or the 1/2" drive deep well. I haven't ordered those yet, but as far as right now, I'm getting by with the projects that I do with these sockets. So we'll see, maybe sometime in the future I'll get the deep well and impact sockets. But they're really good sockets, nice tight tolerances, and really strong. I haven't busted one yet, and they've worked great. Alrighty, YouTubers, so that's basically it as far as my Gearwrench sockets, as far as that goes. I showed you my 1/4 drive socket set with the 120 XP 1/4" drive ratchet. I believe that's a 51-piece set for around $50 or so. Then I showed you my pass-through socket set through Gearwrench. It's an okay product. It's not as nice as I expected it to be, but it's still a great product. It's not like I use that product a lot anyways. But if you are looking into it, it is a decent product. And then I showed you my 84-piece master bit socket set, which is absolutely amazing. Unless you work on a lot of Volkswagens and stuff like that, this set will definitely do the job for basically any vehicle, as long as you don't need triple squares. So that's a really nice set, and it runs from $100 to $150. Then I showed you my 10-piece 10mm socket set, which is a great set to have. That is a very commonly used socket for automobiles, at least the smaller automobiles. And then I showed you my universal sockets as well, both SAE and metric. Very good socket set to have. And then I showed you all of my impact sockets, both 3/8 drive and 1/2" drive. I don't use them a whole lot here at home because I've already got the engine work done, and what I have used of them, they've worked really well. I haven't broken one yet, and it's holding up really well, so I'm extremely happy with that product, especially since they don't cost a whole crap ton of money. They're obviously still a little bit expensive just because they're impact sockets, but if you know anything about impact sockets, they do get really damn expensive. So that is a great product if you're looking for some decent impact sockets. So that's it as far as this video. There will be probably 2 more videos on my Gearwrench products, and I hope you guys enjoy. But I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me in this channel and watching my videos, as well as commenting all the time. I love your guys' comments. I literally just did my 1,500 sub gift giveaway, and we're already above 1,700 subscribers. So that is absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much. I hope we continue to grow, and I hope you guys continue to watch. So that's basically it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you guys.